So Stephen Colbert's Late Show just got canceled, and America is devastated. Where are Redditors gonna get their insults for Donald Trump now? Oh, did we call him orange? No, we did that already. Okay, quick, tell us, what does Colbert say? He's not on. God help us. But the show has run for 33 years, and 11 of those being under Colbert, so I understand that this really is the end of an era, whatever that era might have been. Now, do I believe that this whole show was unfunny, orange man bad, drivel for liberal wine moms and online forum janitors?
Vladimir Putin's holster. Your presidential library.
Yes. Do I also believe the cancellation was politically motivated? Also yes. To be blunt, the show stinks. The show sucked, alright? Letterman was a much more iconic and comedically sharp host, but to be fair, he was also in an era where people actually gave a shit about late-night talk show hosts. I don't think Americans are really gathering around the television anymore in droves to watch this.
The vaccine.
As you can see, late night has been on a downward spiral across the board, except for our boy, Gutfeld. Anyway, whether it was America's slow descent into fascism or a lack of viewership, The Late Show is gone, and CBS has a slot to fill. Enter Comics Unleashed. Jesus, did you guys hear that? Now, Comics Unleashed is not a new show. It's been around since 2006, and it does have a dedicated audience of people that fell asleep in their hotel rooms. The premise is simple. A group of stand-up comics get together and they do comedy in front of a live studio audience. Except they aren't doing stand-up, they're sitting down. This isn't a stand-up showcase, it's sit-down comedy. The host, Byron Allen, just asks a comic a leading question so they can go into a pre-rehearsed bit, which would be fine, but all the other comics are also just sitting around, poorly acting like this is a natural conversation. It's like watching regular stand-up if it just looked like this.
In a bikini on a skateboard. Yeah. No,
yeah.
But I have to make sure she's safe.
Yeah.
Right? And then an hour later, you're like, I can't stop.
Now, comedians doing bits and acting like it's off the cuff on late night is nothing new, but it's always been sandwiched in between a natural conversation. On this show, the host, Ben Affleck, Kingpin on Ozempic, Byron Allen, just asks the comic a random question so they can go into a bit with no build-up or follow-through.
I understand you've been talking about your looks.
Okay, well, it's so hard as a girl to figure out where you stand on the attractiveness. And then here in Los Angeles, I'm a Cocker Spaniel.
You get great. Now, what is it that you like to eat?
Is anyone going to acknowledge what the fuck she just said? I watched quite a few of the episodes that they have up on their YouTube channel, which only has 6.7 thousand subscribers. Well, it's more than me. For now. It's all just like this, while one comic does a bit while all the others sit around in the comedy cuck chairs and pretend to laugh. And the bits don't flow from one to the other either, which just makes the host sound really dismissive. Hey, Esther, tell us about your looks. Yeah, shut up, bitch. Hey, Nate, what food do you like? And that's it. That's the whole show. There's no segments. They don't talk about current events. They don't go to the audience. There's no sing-alongs if anybody wants that. You know, there's no Q&A. It's just bits after bits. Possibly the worst setup that you could have for them. The comics don't know whether to do it like they're in a natural conversation or to present it like they're doing stand-up in front of an audience. So they just kind of get in this weird middle ground where they're just being like too showy for a natural conversation and not showy enough for stand-up. At least on the hot chocolate episodes, that's what they call it, where all the black comedians get together, they riff a little bit more and act like they're actually being filmed in the same room. I don't know if you guys hang out with comedians as much as I do, but there's this thing that comedians sometimes do where you'll be having a conversation with them and you can just tell that they're trying out a bit on you, but they don't want you to know because they want your honest reaction. And it's really annoying when they do this because you just kind of become an audience member in your own conversation, and then also they try to take credit that they're like just naturally that clever when they're clearly doing a rehearsed bit at you. It's really obnoxious. And this whole show is just that vibe. It's just so awkward. Any of the comics who aren't speaking just give these polite smiles or way too over-the-top reactions. I don't know if they're trolling or what, but these are good comics, but it just feels so leashed. So how did this happen? You know, love him or hate him, Colbert was an institution of late night. The Late Show was iconic, and CBS just kind of threw him away unceremoniously. From their statement, CBS claims that Colbert was losing $40 million a year. Now, obviously, I don't have any of that financial data to back that up, but that just seems really, really high. Jimmy Kimmel, another of the late night warriors fighting against fascism, took a break from crying on TV to also say that that number seems preposterous. From what I could gather online, apparently the show costs $100 million a year to produce and wasn't bringing in the ad revenue that it used to, but $40 million just seems like a lot. I don't know if anyone in the comments knows more about this type of thing, and this information is famously obtuse and obscured and kind of hard to find by Hollywood accounting. So if anyone knows more about this, let me know in the comments. I find this kind of thing really fascinating, and for all I know, maybe it was a really massive money pit. This is where Byron Allen enters the picture, and I'm going to be honest, in 10 years of doing stand-up and almost 20 of being a fan, I've never heard of this fucking guy, okay? Sorry. He got his break performing on Johnny Carson at just 18 years old, which is really impressive, and I believe he was the youngest comedian to ever do that, to this day, as a matter of fact. And he grew into a media mogul, owning Allen Media Company, which owns the Weather Channel and those boring judge shows, you know, you see when you're homesick from school. And he also recently just purchased BuzzFeed out of nowhere, so Top 10 reasons Colbert sucks dick. Number 5 will shock you. I'm honestly shocked that he's still hosting the show or even has the time to do it. Because as you guys know, billionaires just work harder than the rest of us. The man is a tycoon. You can't fault him there. He sued McDonald's into buying more ad space from him because they weren't doing enough business with black people. So he is not to be fucked with, and you really do have to respect that. He is a billionaire businessman, and he knows how to make money. So good for him. He doesn't seem like he was from like old money or anything. He does seem self-made, so that is something to be applauded. In this interview, he talks about how in all the years of television, there's never been a black late night host.
Television in almost 100 years. You've never had a black person at 11:30 on ABC, NBC, CBS. So I think that's important.
On these big channels, at least, which is a fair point. I think this would have been a much more powerful point if he was producing a late night show or had a different black comic host it on his behalf. But that cost time and money and effort, so fuck that.
Nothing political, nothing sexist, nothing racist, nothing anti-Semitic, nothing homophobic.
Also, I have a lot of respect for clean comedy. I really do, and he's free to direct this show however he wants, but that's quite literally leashing the comics. The comics are leashed, all right? You're leashing the comics.
Oh, you couldn't be more leashed.
And that's fine. That's your show. You can do whatever you want. That's your prerogative. But this is comics leashed. Also, as a side note, I think this interview is really, really funny because Byron Allen says no sexism.
Nothing sexist.
But when the reporter goes back to her HQ, she says nothing sexy.
Nothing too sexy.
Which, So how did CBS go from supposedly losing $40 million a year to making $15 million a year? Is Byron Allen just a comedy god? Have the comics truly been unleashed? No, he's just paying them. He's just paying them. CBS is making $15 million not because they have a hit TV show, but because Byron Allen is paying them for the time slot. God bless America. He's just leasing the time slot and then he collects the ad revenue. This is basically a glorified infomercial, but the product being sold is your attention span. This is kind of like the network equivalent of when you hang out with the weird kid, not because you want to be friends, but because he's rich and he's got a bunch of consoles that you don't own. To show you how little this show cost to produce, here's a clip of season 1 in 2006.
No, what's the story? Did you get arrested recently? I don't know. Is that right?
I did get arrested.
What's a comic getting arrested? What's up?
And here's a clip of a much more recent episode.
What a scam. Oh my God, they had us writing with feather quills. I got to my first job interview. They were like, do you know Excel? I was like, I excel at learning. Yeah. And it's so bad I graduated with $50,000 of debt.
These are pretty much exactly the same sets, and I'm pretty sure those are the same chairs. Take it from me, I know about old shitty couches. I am shocked the fish tank isn't just filled with 20-year-old dead fish and green algae blooms. Sorry for the vertical video, it's just that I don't own a TV and there's no footage of the new episodes up online. But, I mean, hey, if it's not broke, then don't fix it, I guess. I would be shocked if these episodes cost more than a couple of grand to produce. And they are definitely using AI to write these YouTube descriptions, by the way. Just the way it's worded, you know it is. I can smell it. Now that it's replaced The Late Show, viewership has dropped 87%. I guess CBS just doesn't care. Comics Unleashed is not the type of show you put on when you care about viewership. They're getting their money no matter what. Byron Allen could probably air 30 minutes of pure ad space if he wanted to, and he probably does. The full episodes online are only about 17 minutes long. I don't know if they cut them out or anything, but the last time I checked, aren't half-hour shows usually 22 minutes? So I'm pretty sure he's maximizing ad space there, but maybe I'm missing something, you know. I guess, to be fair, you know, this show has been on for 20 years now, so I guess it is making money somehow. This begs the question, is this just a placeholder until they get a real TV show on there, or what? Because I'm not like a marketing genius or anything, but if viewership plummets 87%, shouldn't the ads be less valuable? Doesn't it make sense that the cost of ad space would go down if nobody's watching? Does this make sense to anyone? Byron Allen's goal here is not to showcase comedians, okay? If it was, he would be better off just doing a showcase-style show with each comic getting to do a regular set, and they would definitely perform better and come off better that way, too. But you can't interrupt a stand-up set with ad breaks. It just wouldn't make sense. It would look like this.
I haven't been going so well back home. Been getting a bit of negative feedback from my people, the lesbians. Hi, I'm Uncle Magic, the hip-hop magician, and I'm Shakim the Clown.
But when you divide all the bits up evenly amongst the comics, you can splice in ads for fake weight loss pills anywhere you want. Now, I don't want this to be a Byron Allen hate video. I don't think anyone on earth has a strong enough opinion on the guy to even do that. But at the end of the day, he does offer a platform for comedians, which some of my friends have been on this show, which is cool, so I'm happy for them. It's always nice that they can have a credit to say that they've been on TV, no matter how few people are watching, I guess. I mean, I'm over here making this fucking video on my couch. I don't think people are upset by the show either. It's like saltine crackers. It'd be weirder if you did have an opinion on it. I think it's more about the network bowing down to the government. After Kimmel got taken down and put back up again, seemingly on behest of Trump, you know, it really called into question the sanctity of free speech in this country, which really sucks that it had to happen to these guys because, you know, you got to defend them on principle, but also they do suck at comedy. While there's no hard evidence for it, it does seem pretty clear to me, at least, that Trump had at least some hand in applying pressure to getting Colbert axed. And it's hard to blame him, you know, the show kind of stinks. Late night is no longer the juggernaut of television like it used to be. You know, gone are the days of Carson or Letterman or Leno or Conan or Gutfeld. It's this.
Let's see. What's behind you?
Okay.
Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think this is just the fall of America in real time, or are you a fan of the show? Is late night a dead medium in general? Who here owns all 20 seasons of Comics Unleashed on DVD, and can you please send it to me? Also, seek help. The channel here is growing really quickly. I really appreciate you guys, all your support, so a like and a comment and a subscribe would really help. So hopefully I'll see you guys on Comics Unleashed pretty soon. I'll see you next time.
And by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.